Welcome to Forever Exiled. I'm Justin, aka Tags.
I'm Tyler, Wrecker of Days.
Episode...
oh my goodness. It's not there.
Well, I know it's not there. And so it threw me off. And I was like, he's doing this on purpose to me. 300.
I'm not doing it on purpose. That's me not being
normally they're
attentive.
Always there. So I was like, oh, what are we at?
You remember that? Is it IKEA? I swear it's IKEA. There's that lady who's getting... Yes. That's that commercial where I'm explaining it for everybody now because, of course, we can't just not explain it. It's I think it's IKEA.
It's IKEA.
And I remember it totally different than the way that it actually is, but it's perfect, both the real way and in my head. But there's this lady, and IKEA is like, let's say, again, we're pretending it's IKEA. I think it is. Who cares? IKEA's bragging about their prices. And so this lady, as she's checking out, she thinks like she's getting such a good deal that she's like actually stealing from the store. She's like, oh, this has to be all these prices are mistakes. I got to get out of here so I can keep this deal before they catch me. And so it's just a still shot of her. And she's running sideways past the camera, but pretty far decent away. And then
she's
it's just her with
the camera. With a bunch of bags.
All these bags. And she's like hanging them out. It's almost like a T-pose, but she's running because she has all these bags and it's like, start the car! Because she just wants to get out of there so fast with all those good deals that she thinks she's stealing. And
what episode are we on?
Right, that's what we're doing.
I can check.
I'm checking too. Last episode was 303.
So we're 304.
So this is
Welcome to 304, everybody.
Together again.
We're here.
Do you know where that's from? I sing that all the time. Do you know where that's from?
No, but I can hear the tune. Do you know what it's from?
Yes, I do, but I don't remember the exact movie title.
Oh. Did you find it or what are you doing?
It is. Okay, so it's the Muppets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it was the Muppets remake that is now like 15 years old. It was 2011. The Muppets, and that was the one that Jason Segel redid. Nice. And so they're singing about how they're together again because there hadn't been a Muppet show in forever, and so together again.
Yeah, it has been a little bit since Ty and I have been together again. We both had our little breaks, but first big shout out to our Patrons. Thanks everybody who resubbed up this week, and to Rob, you're the best. Thanks for signing up this week and joining our Patreon. Patreon gets the access after dark. It's our podcast after the podcast where we just keep going. We just keep riding the wave and talking, and you get to listen to it. So thank you for supporting the podcast.
And if you love podcasts and we love talking, I mean, it's like a marriage meant to be. It's like the perfectly shaped 2-piece puzzle. You guys and us. It's
the dumbest. Anyway, we have so if you're not on our Discord, you should be on our Discord, but we had our car giveaway, which I actually forgot about until this morning.
So the winner, we hope you feel special.
I forgot we had it running. And then I saw a post on the announcements and I was like, oh, that all won. So congratulations.
Congratulations, the loan. That is fantastic.
You hacked the system somehow. I know you did, but congratulations. So that's it.
We'll double check with you with your deets, because that's what people say. They say deets and delish and totes.
I love how good the odds were for people to win the car.
1 in 33?
Yeah, 33 was surprising for me. I was like, oh, people gave up on the car giveaway from episode 2 or 3.
Rep jits all the way.
It's true. Anyway, congratulations. How... Wait, hold on. Am I allowed to ask you about your week? Yeah, let me look at the order of things. Not that I read off of it. How was your week, Ty?
Oh, wow. Thank you for asking, Justin. I had a good week. Actually, you know what?
Did you?
So, you know how I don't own any Path of Exile merch myself? Every piece of Path of Exile gear I own has come from you.
Well, you own it, though.
And it is, well, now I do, but it's literally half my wardrobe now. Because of
there were quite a few
all the $2 support packs you've previously purchased in your life. Hey,
okay, so tell me,
we're back.
You got shirts,
right? So anyway, remember for a while, my only merch was and not the only merch because they're extremely generous. Justin went to the first Exile Con I didn't go. He brought me back a hoodie, which was like $1 million, and a hat, which was $2 million. And so I'm walking around with this $3 million getup.
We didn't even have the podcast then.
No, it's true. But then even
right.
after the podcast started and we were like 100, 200 episodes in, like nobody, no matter where I go, like we're in the Vancouver area. But you know, we go into the inland and we go on our vacations. We go to Vancouver Island, and it's not like, I mean, the greater Vancouver area isn't Mexico City. You know what I mean? We don't have bajillions of people here, but you know, it's still a city. It's big, right? Yeah. It's a lot of lettuce. And so I'm walking around, nobody, not like never in my life is there somebody where it's like, hey, I like your hoodie. I like to play. And I'm like, oh, cool. Oh yeah. Hey, is that an Exalted orb on your head?
This is the conversation that Tyler has just dreamed of having.
Yes, exactly. So anyway, and then finally once at an A&W way back in the day, there was somebody who was like, dude, I like your hoodie. And I'm like, I turned to them like they're Jesus. And I'm like, what? And they're like, where's it from? And I'm like, oh, dang it. Right. And then like ages after that, I'm walking in Home Depot and one of the employees is like, hey, Path of Exile, right on. And I'm like, and I panic and I say something really stupid, and like they were walking away because they were helping the customer.
Home Depot too.
Yeah, but it was something like, oh, so you play, but like obviously they do because they recognize it and they're walking away. So anyway, I panicked. Justin, I was at the local bookstore this past week, looking at local bookstore things in the local bookstore, and the clerk was like, oh, cool, Path of Exile. You play, hey? And I was like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I do. And then it was an awkward conversation. I was really like the whole time I was like, don't tell them you have a podcast. Don't tell them you have a podcast. And it wouldn't be from a bragging thing. It's just like,
that's how much you love the game.
That's like right away my brain is on like, okay, don't let anybody know where you live. Don't, you know, like just like all the like online stuff you need to be careful of. But now it's in person. So like, okay, don't, because nobody recognized me. So I'm not used to it. And so it's like, you know, now it's like, okay, don't tell anybody you have a podcast. Don't tell anybody you have a podcast. Don't tell. And it was the most awkward conversation because that's the only thought in my head.
Did you?
And then they said something about having like, oh yeah, they played some sort of peacock build. And I'm like, oh, cool.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I didn't even say like, oh, what skill is that? Or like, what unique is that? Or anything like that. It was just like a peacock build. And I was like, and I panicked and I was like, oh, cool. I like
zombies.
Yeah, I did say that. And so anyway.
Of course you did. Well, that's good. You had your moment.
Well, so anyway, I have to go to the bookstore today. So hopefully they're there and I can redeem myself as a normal and fellow nerd. I need to redeem myself and ask a little bit more and be a little bit less awkward.
Nah, so that's kind of your thing. But how was your week otherwise? You did camping?
Oh yeah, have I come back? Yeah, so we went to Manning Park, and I mean Manning's huge. It's a provincial park, so there's like
very pretty
20 different like big campgrounds throughout the whole massive forest, and so we went to one of the many. But it was nice. It was right next to Silicamine, I think is the name, river, and we were, no joke, 10 feet from the river. Like it's tough when you're booking on the provincial website to book a campsite. Like, okay, you see the river's close, right? And then you have the possibly deceptive picture, unintentionally deceptive picture of what the campsite looks like. You're like, oh, wow, I really hope it is close. It was actually that close. It was awesome.
That's sweet.
And so, yeah, but it was really cool because I got to, so it sounds weird considering how we were brought up, and this might sound weird to people based on where you live, but from where we are and just the life that we have being city folk, Justin and I are both, when we were younger, campers, but now we're in our 40s and, doing
Gross.
Anything besides sitting in a computer chair. And get out of here. But it was nice because, like, you remember when we used to go up to Cascade Falls?
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't go up the path. We would go up the middle of the river. Mm-hmm. Right? We would climb on the big rocks. We'd go through the water, and we were having a great time, but we were strong enough to deal with the pros and cons of a river, right? And waterfalls. Whereas my kids are 10 and 12. Dumb. Yeah. Like, 100%. But we didn't die. We didn't die.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had the perfect opportunity. Like, it was a really slow creek or river. It was maybe 30 feet across, 40 feet across, maybe. But it was surprisingly really deep. So it would go up, oh, but not really deep, but it would go up to maybe my armpits right in the middle. And it was surprisingly a really strong current right in the middle. And so I got to teach my kids just the dangers and the respect of moving water like that, right? Like we're around lakes all the time. We're close to the coast. They've been in the ocean, all that kind of stuff. But rivers are a unique beast. And of course, they're surprisingly dangerous. And so I had really good opportunities to like, okay, so, you know, let's cross there. Let's go to that big rock there. How do you want to do it? This looks shallow, but then, you know, we start going through and it's actually really scary and slippery and deep and fast, completely unpredictable. Because, and, you know, so it was just really, it was like the perfect opportunity for them to have tons of fun. They spent their whole 3 days right beside the river, in the river, throwing rocks at it, whatever. But also they have the utmost respect for it now. Like they're going to come to like one of the smallest creeks and they're going to be like, but it was really, really good. We went with my in-laws this time and we all got along, which was nice. It's actually never really a fear, but you know, anytime you go anywhere with anyone, it's nice when you come back and everybody got along.
Yeah. It's definitely different than when you're going just yourself. The first thing she told me was about the river. So she definitely loved it.
She did. She definitely did. And the kids brought their comic books. And they're making their own comic books and they just fly with them. They put so much effort into them. We just buy the blank ones off of Amazon and it's like Aaron and I will buy them 100%. Like as soon as they're out, we'll buy them. Is it
illustrated and they're adding the words, or is it wholly blank and they're drawing and doing the words?
All it has is like different variations of the boxes.
Oh, that's cool.
Right. Yeah. And they're only like $5-6 when you buy them. The kids definitely have their preferences. Like I'll be going through and I'm like, okay, yeah, I have certain. They're like, Dad, let me check the cover, because some of them have like the box styles that they like and others that they feel like is wasted space. But no joke, they each have like 10 huge, thick comics, completely done, perfectly colored, all that kind of stuff. Some of their stories, they're still continuing from when they were 4 years old, and they're 10 and 12 cute. Now. Yeah, it is a lot of fun. But they brought that, but Oliver forgot his pencil. And so it's not like, you know, when we go to another campground and it's like an hour away or 30 minutes away. This one, you're about 2.5 hours away. And so we're, you know, Oliver's like, I forgot my pencil. And that was like what he wanted to do with his spare time. And so our campsite was maybe 5 minutes from the lodge that's at the center of Manning. And so we went, and their grocery store didn't sell pencils. Their little gift shop also didn't sell pencils.
Oh, no way.
Restaurant that's attached to both, they only had pens. They didn't have any pencils. And Oliver's like, he's really like fading, you know what I mean? And he's like, oh man, I was like, just, you know, that thing you get as a parent where it's like, it's an innocent mistake. So it's tough to teach the lesson with that one when that was what their heart was really set on. Not like, I wanted a popsicle and their heart was set on a popsicle, nothing like that. And so, but then we actually went to the lodge, and that front desk agent, she spent like 10 minutes looking for a pencil, found it, and then spent another 10 minutes finding a pencil sharpener. Made Oliver's life. It was awesome. So we had a really good time, and we were surrounded by good people and kind people, and even our neighbors. Awesome.
That's good, it was really good. Glad you guys had a good trip.
Yeah, thanks. How about you? How was your week?
My week was good. We recorded very early because Ty was leaving, and then I left right after him. So ours was good. We went to the island. We love going to the island. Went to visit our oldest. He lives over there. And then the kids love it. We like going to Victoria and surrounding areas. So yeah, it was a shorter one just because I don't really have the time to take off. So I didn't want to go for as long as we probably normally would have, but it was really fun, man. We got to spend a lot of time with Eth and the kids, and Logan loved it because he got to stay the first night at his brother's place. He didn't stay with us at the hotel. So he hung out all night with Ethan and Matthew, and they just did their thing and went out, which of course he thought was the best thing ever. And yeah, it was good. Beautiful weather. It was a very fun trip. Like, it's really nice going to see. It's kind of weird because we have such an odd dynamic with our kids, right? They range from 8 to 23. So it's fun watching the oldest doing his thing and being happy and stuff. Like it's a really cool feeling as a dad, just to see your kid like really doing well in their work and in their life and in their personal stuff. Like just, I don't know. It's a really cool thing to watch. And we hung out a lot with him, and we went out and did a bunch of stuff. We went to Hatley Castle again, which we've been to so many times. It's a castle in the Victoria area, but they film like Descendants, the Disney movies. They filmed X-Men. They filmed Deadpool, like different things there. My girls love it because Descendants.
Is that Xavier's place? Is that the X Mansion?
I don't know if they use it for the mansion. I'm not really sure. I don't really know all of the different like scenes or what parts in it, but we've gone there probably every year for the last 3 years, just because it is actually really nice, and you just pay for parking because it's part of the Royal Roads University now. It's owned by the government. So you don't have to pay to like go walk the grounds and go to the whatever. So we go there, and there's this part where you enter the gardens, and if you have to use the washroom, there's this little like it was like you were walking into the dungeon of the castle. Like there was a gate at the bottom of the castle, and you could walk in. It was all just a dark cellar, and there were 2 bathrooms in there.
Okay.
So of course the kids have to go to the washroom as we're walking down towards there, and my girls are
obviously
like, there's a gift shop. I'm like, what are you talking about? There's no gift shop here. I look over, and they start walking towards what used to be the dark cellar, and it's all like nicely painted, and they've got signs out front for a gift shop. I'm like, what? Then we start to walk towards it because they did have to use the washroom, and you walk in there. And by the time I got there, because Christine and the kids were all up ahead of me, by the time I got there, my girls were losing their minds because you could get a tour, and there's no other way to go into the castle when you go there. But now these people, very smart, but also assholes, have figured out that they can offer guided tours of the inside of the castle. So there was like no way I was not going to be able to do that. My girls were losing their minds at the idea of being able to finally see the inside of this castle that they've seen for so many years.
That's cool.
So yeah, we did a tour inside Hatley Castle, which was very cool. I mean, I always like old stuff like that. So seeing the inside was pretty cool. My girls loved the fact that they were in the room that the Descendants' bedroom, I don't know, the girls' bedroom or something. I don't know what it was, but they thought it was amazing. So yeah. And then we just hung out, did a lot of eating, hung out. We were talking about racing on Monday. And so people were trying to figure out who's racing on Monday. And I was like, oh, I'm on the island. Like 30 seconds later, I get a text from Josh saying, my island? Question mark. And I'm like, yeah, I'm over here visiting Ethan. And he's like, you ass, you didn't even tell me. And I'm like, honestly, I forgot. And then he's like, wow. I'm like, well,
that's even worse.
I was like, I was here to visit Ethan. I wasn't planning it. So we did meet up with Josh and Tracy and hung out with them for a little bit. And then, yeah, we went and checked out some new stuff that we normally haven't checked out on the island, which was fun, but it was a relatively shorter trip. The ferry ride over was the worst ferry ride. I think I told you this was the worst ferry ride I've ever been on. Ferry ride. We've been on the ferry so many times. This was the first time where people were getting sick. They called for doctor or nurses or paramedics over the comm of the whole boat. Intercom. Thank you. There was an ambulance waiting by the time we finally landed. My daughter was like getting sick, like feeling sick. So I was trying to help her through it. Even I was feeling nauseous. At one point I walked to go to the washroom, and as the boat hit the spot, you saw people fall into the wall. That's how hard it banked to the left. Like it was nuts. And then, of course, we come home and there's a tsunami warning because of a freaking earthquake
You're like
in Russia.
Racing away from a tsunami warning, and the Georgia Inlet there was actually part of the warning. Like in between the island and the mainland was also going to be.
You just had to like get like 15 minutes north of where you get out of Schwartz Bay to clear the warning area, and we were booked for the 8 o'clock ferry. And it's crazy because we had been out for lunch that day with Josh, with Ethan and everybody, and we were talking about the ferry, and he was like, that's crazy that the water was that bad.
8 p.m.
We were catching the 8 p.m. back, yeah.
Oh, you are party animals.
No, normally I am like 11, guys. We're checking out of the hotel. We're going straight to the thing. But I was like, it's a short trip. They all wanted to still visit and do stuff. So I kind of felt bad. So I'm like, all right, fine. We're going to stay longer, which was not, it was cool to see people, but my back got completely effed on this trip again. Not as bad as obviously the last time I was on the island, but yeah, so we're out for lunch and we're talking about this trip out, and Josh is like looking on some app. I don't know what he has, some special military something, I'm sure, but it was like showing him the wind levels. He's like, oh yeah, it looks all good today. I text him when we're at the ferry terminal. I'm like, yeah, thanks, man. Told me it's all fine. He's like, yeah, I just saw the tsunami warning. So we're trying not to say anything in the car to make sure that our, especially kids don't get stressed out about it. And we waited until we were well past the point. But I mean, it ended up, thankfully, it was fine. But yeah, it was a good trip. Came back, worked, but my back was effed. I can't tell if it's from all the driving, because we did a lot of driving. But there was also never any time for me to chill for my back, like to just relax. Sure. Like even when we're in the pool, I'm, hanging with the kids and trying to swim and do handstands and, show them that I'm still capable. It did not go well when I came home. So I spent 2 days ago, Wednesday, I spent drugged trying to work. Yesterday was a bit better. Hopefully today will be the best. And I'm trying to push my appointment through faster for my epidural.
Maybe your back's tired of just all the wah, huh? Wah.
So am I, man.
I'm really looking forward to when you have your appointments, but it has nothing to do with the whans. Like that,
I don't blame you.
It sucks, man. No, it sucks.
So yeah, you know what? The week was good. Life is good. Things are good. And yeah, here we are.
Together again. It might not even be that Muppets one. It could be the Muppets movie after that.
Now we're going to say it's that one. It's that one. How's your fan? How's those temps, Ty?
So this week, my tech support guy, because I got a guy for tech support. I got a guy. You do. And his name's J-Dog, also known as T-Eggs. And he came and installed a new fan for my CPU, as the cool kids say. And it's fanning.
It's fanning?
It is.
That's awesome.
It's not loud.
Exactly what we wanted to do.
Broken fan lights that do not exist are not flashing in my concussion.
It's all black now. It's all dark.
Brain. It is. It's all nice, sexy, and sleek.
We put in the Noctua DH15, I think, into his computer.
Yeah. Along with
Promo Max.
A couple extra freebies.
Yeah, some extra fans.
Thank you, tech guy. And if I am looking at my MSI currently, CPU core temp 44, CPU socket 33.
That's awesome.
Celsius, because that's the only one that really matters.
I remember us talking and I was laughing while we were doing it, that when I had told you that my temps are usually in the 40s, you were like, what?
That's not even a real number.
It doesn't go that low.
They don't know. That's right. So thank you very much for taking time out of your constantly busy schedule to do that for a friend. I appreciate it. Justin never asks for anything in return. He's the kind of guy that actually gets angry and annoyed. Justin does not get angry unless you ask to pay him back about something.
Yeah, luckily, thank me. Get out of here.
He
That's
has.
Why I send you the middle finger.
Not even thanks. Actually, thanks actually works just as edifyingly for the person saying it too, right? Like you can't deny. I appreciate it,
but say it one time. You can't say thanks in 2 times in a single message, because then you're getting the middle finger. And you sent it 2 times in the same message.
What?
Yeah. That's why you got the middle finger, buddy.
Thanks multiple times. But as soon as I thank once, I am done. That feeling of thankfulness.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. That was the middle finger.
That's 2 sentences.
But it's 2 thank yous in the same message.
Well, then I'll send them in separate messages next time. And then I can't get the middle finger.
You will get the middle finger. Anyway, I was happy to do it. But it was funny because I was on the computer working or something, and I saw on Discord that Erin was streaming. So I'm like, oh, nice. Hopefully the temperatures are staying cooler. And I opened up her stream and I was like, what the F is she playing? It was some cooking game with people.
Yeah, she was doing a co-stream with some of her buddies.
Oh. Well, I just laughed to myself. I'm like, glad we cooled the computer down for a cooking game.
Yeah, for your 2-dimensional top-down, almost text-based game.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yep. Way to take advantage here. It's like, well, what was it? You did like a massive PC upgrade. I mean, we're talking like 2 years ago, maybe. You did a massive PC upgrade, but it didn't matter because the next game you're like, I remember you saying like people were messaging you on Steam like, oh wow, so you did this huge upgrade, but you were playing Path of Exile, which is just the GPU hog, right? It's not
hog,
using the CPU hog, where you're not using your video card at all, and you were so excited about your new video card, but then the next thing you turn on because it was a new league was a game that barely uses
You're really
it anyway,
not taking advantage of it at all.
Yeah, exactly, right? So anyway, all good things. All good things. So anyway, Justin has auto deposit on though. So when I send him money,
it's also auto return. I have auto return turned on.
Wouldn't that be hilarious? Oh man, just around the river bend. So
what do we got in PoE this week?
A whole bunch of stuff I don't care about. But
okay, that's not a positive way to start this. I'm going to open every single one.
It's a positive episode, but like
Secrets
it's
of the
fan art
Alice
competition, it's
fan
boss
art.
kill event.
I'm just looking at the
sales.
fan art. Those are cool. I really wish that there was a way to know nowadays if something's real. Like these actually look really good because they look very artsy, but I still feel like, how do you stop people from doing AI stuff?
Yeah, it's not.
There's the second boss kill event. Did you see that somebody from our community won?
I think it's the same person. Yeah. Artemzor.
Top 3 placings. Congrats.
Big time.
Yeah, that's
Unless
awesome.
it's a different Artemzor. If it's a different Artemzor and you're not from the Forever Exiled community, we don't care.
No, I take everything
not as
back.
good of a job. That's right. It's not
back.
as good of a job if you're not from our community.
I feel like it's pretty easy for us to check because I'm pretty certain they win a lot of our league, our private leagues.
No, but congratulations. That's pretty cool and exciting. Good. And great job. Thank you for pointing that out in our community as well. It's nice for other people to recognize.
Yeah, I don't remember who posted it, but big shout out. That's awesome. I appreciate it as well. What else we got? Secrets of the Alice. Oh, more fan art. Good Lord, they're just going crazy with the fan art. I like those. Yeah, I like all of those arts. Those are good arts. Well, Tyler's scrolling. I'm looking at the rest. What do you got? Character portal. Oh, they got a weekend sale. That's probably over when it's not over when this comes
Ventus. Out. Thank you for
thank you, Mr. Ventus.
Shouting out your fellow community members.
Mystery box for Dawn of the Hunt. Is Dawn of the Hunt new? Is this new?
Dawn of the Hunt is the most recent big patch for the beta.
Right.
That's when the Huntress came out.
Yep.
So I went in to log in. I logged into Path of Exile 2, and I was going to buy myself the Weta or the Falling Leader, something cheap. And then I'm looking through the store, and I'm like, oh yeah, they have like 4 pets.
Can you still buy it
like
in one?
3 portals? Yeah, but they're all like $10. I'm not spending $10 for a free mystery box. So wait, I'm going to go in there. No. They don't have a Weta. What I'm saying is like they only have like $10 up things. So it's kind of odd to put that out when you don't really have.
Wait, but you can't buy something in PoE 1 and still get this?
Well, you can. So that's what I'm going to do.
Oh, okay.
But it's just odd to make it about Dawn of the Hunt.
Well, it kind of makes sense.
I guess.
Because I guess they don't have a 326 mystery box. Maybe that's why.
I don't know. Anyway, so I was like, I logged in and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to buy anything from the Path 2 store.
Yeah, right.
Right. Just because it's like, I'm not spending 10. Like the whole idea of that is to kind of like, it's like having that cheap little door teaser when you get into a store or something like that, right? Something to tease you in, take a look at our other stuff. Maybe you get a nice reward and it kind of encourages you to spend more, or, you know, even if it just works as a thanks. But the Path 2 store doesn't have anything cheap enough to be motivated to spend to get a mystery box, you know what I mean?
Sure, of
like
course.
you would already have to want to spend something. So, but they are coupling it with the stash tab sale, which I love.
Oh, that's cool.
I think that, that is really cool. I think, and I actually don't remember the last time they coupled a mystery box with a stash tab sale.
No, I think
maybe it happens every single time and I haven't been paying attention, but I really like that combo. I think that's a very thoughtful combo, but also a very sneaky and smart combo. You know what I mean? Hey, get a free MTX.
Mm-hmm.
When you get something that you feel like you quote unquote need, you know what I mean? And I'm not getting into is Path of Exile free to play bit with that conversation. That's Justin and I'll be on.
Because it is.
Oh, dang it, we started it. But No, like I really like that. I think that's both really smart and really generous at the same time. It's a really good combination of both. So whoever did that, nice work.
I think we saw the E patch last time we talked, so just the F patch was new.
Yeah, I went back 2 weeks just in case. But that's all Path 1 stuff, and console and PC are on the same page. So,
yep, sweet. That's all the
Path
patches.
2 had a couple interviews now, right? They had both Eben and what's his name? Big gorgeous hair.
Zaki. In this, our developer Eben talks to Zaki, a game designer. Cool. Oh, so it's Eben and Zaki. Cool.
Yeah, but they're in that interview space where you normally see Ziggy, Jonathan, and Mark. So they have like that designated area. But I love that. Like, give us the faces. Like, it's nice to see Eben, which people, whether they know it or not, are very familiar with him because it's his sultry voice you hear everywhere. Who knew my voice would be so low? Where's that from? You should know that, dad of kids that like princesses and Disney movies. He's in every Disney movie. Who knew my voice would be so low?
I have no idea. Who is it?
He's one of my, like, I don't have idols, but he's like one of those guys that I really look up to. He's not Jim Cummings, because that's Darkwing Duck, but he's the other guy, Alan Tudyk. Oh. Alan Tudyk is the voice. I never would
have known that.
But he's the goat in Wish.
Wish? I don't know if I've seen that one. Is that a new one?
No, it's not new.
Wish?
It's not new.
Did you watch the one with Zaki?
No, I haven't seen any of the interviews.
Because it's all about work balance. Or
it does interest me, and I love it. But and I will watch it. But the one thing that I wanted to praise GGG on was just getting those faces out there. Like the more it's like really personable, and it makes it really. It's always a wonderful reminder that it's just people working hard on a game. You know what I mean?
I love that in podcasts that we've done for 5.5 years where we fought against the idea of doing video. You're like, I just love to see faces.
Well, we're different because we're a podcast, but they're doing an interview.
It is cool.
You know what I mean? But it's nice to see the faces behind, because people are always like Jonathan. People are always like Mark. Back when Rory was there, he was a familiar face for a little bit, right? Obviously, Chris was before. And so you get these faces that people are always like, but the community constantly references them as well, right? Once that face is out there, once that name is out there, that's what the community does. And then that's sometimes where these like personal, intentional or unintentional attacks happens. Like, oh, well, Mark needs to do this, or oh, Jonathan needs to get his head out of it, whatever it is, right? So when you start adding more of the faces of this 300 plus employee company, it normalizes the circumstance a lot to people. And I mean, even myself, when I get frustrated with the game, when I see the faces behind all the work, it makes it a lot easier to not take it so seriously. Right. And of course, like now, despite the fact that I've had my criticisms in the past, which are irrelevant to this conversation, I don't consider myself hot-headed. Maybe there would be many that would disagree with me. But there's definitely, just in general, when you think about gaming or any community in general, online community, there's always those hotheads, the people that are very quick to react and judge. And so it just it impacts them too, right? And so anyway, I like it. I think it's really good. They also had Camille on. It was awesome to see Camille on. I forget, and I'm sorry for the interviewer, very popular or famous guy in the
Oh, it's not world. Evan always doing it?
No, the second one was not a GG employee. The gorgeous locks.
I didn't see the link for that one.
No, they didn't post it. Or I missed it.
It was
which is impossible.
It was just an interview with Camille.
It was an interview with Camille.
Nice. Who's got gorgeous locks? Why?
Yeah, they didn't post it. Poor Camille. Camille, you HR. You HR this business. Now I have to go to X.
Well, it always seems that they're odd about what they do and do not post. So I can't say that's overly surprising, but who was it?
Lacking consistency. I have to find it.
Oh.
No, I don't know who that is. Okay, Path of Exile. Wait for it. Gotta love X. Mystery box. Boss versus boss. Camille! There's Eben. Love you. Zaki. I'm looking forward to seeing that. The very intro to that really actually made me smile already quite a lot. So Hey, where is it? Guys,
Darth
Camille posted it. So let's go to Camille's. Darth Micro.
Micro. Okay, cool.
That needs to be on your website, GGG.
Did you watch that one?
I'm walking around with pro Camille signs around their parking lot now.
Did you watch that one?
And Camille Jr. Because Camille Jr., you need to be shouted out just as much.
Agreed.
We don't need your name, though.
Did you watch that one?
No, I haven't seen any of them, but I'm going to.
Okay.
I've been busy.
Yeah.
I've been at the pool like nonstop. My son's been swimming lanes.
Ooh,
Legit swimming lanes. And I have a timer out.
Mm.
And we're timing his backstroke. We're timing his front stroke. We're timing his backwards butterfly, forwards butterfly. Those are probably the real names of these techniques.
Sure.
So that's what I've been doing.
Nice.
I can't be. I'm timing, man. I don't have time for this.
No,
I am looking forward to
my kid.
I am looking forward to both of them. So I assume you haven't seen them because
no, I will watch them though. I didn't know. That's pretty cool. I do agree with you. I like when they do these. I do also like when they, when they're on video, it's cool to be able to see them. So I think that's awesome.
Yep. So I do like those. So I guess that counters what I said. Yeah, nothing came out this week that I care about. I do care about those two things. I just forgot about them when you asked about it. There was more boss event stuff. There's something that they're doing at PAX West. Oh, the PAX West one. Right. You want to go? Or are you kind of done? Right.
That's on August 29th to September 1st. That's when we went last time too. I think it was like at the end of the month, or the end of the summer.
Cool. And then they also have boss versus boss, but they have a tournament going on, an internal tournament with all the rogue exiles. They just have like a
cool
sweet 16 tree going on. Yeah, and they're going through, and then they have like, best of 3. They have at the top of the tree there what the small little tournament is. 1 versus 1, best of 3. Yeah.
They should have turned that little tree into something where people could like interactive, where you could like select your tree, pick your tree for who you think your winner is going to be.
Ooh,
that'd be fun.
It would be.
I would do that.
But not on the Path of Exile 2 website.
I wish that this was something that where you could click it, because that'd be fun to actually like go through and pick who you think's going to see.
Or click on the rogue exiles to learn what they actually do.
Oh, don't get crazy, Ty. Don't get crazy. You got to decide based on name. That's it.
Yep. So anyway, that's the week. A fun week for the super fans that like the little things, like, the small little posts, but nothing gameplay wise, no announcements for the things that they're working on. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully I don't know if like that wouldn't be the right way to say it, because it's not, that sounds condescending, but it's not. I'm looking forward to hearing what they're working on. You know what I mean? For what's coming out for the August patch, which from if they're on time or early, they were saying late August would be when this next Path of Exile 2 patch would come out. I'm looking forward to hearing what's on it. Just maybe some of their focuses. I'm sure that it's going to be an extremely global patch, because it's now been quite a while and there's lots of stuff that they're still trying to work on, that even from interviews that Jonathan had shortly after launch in December and getting into January and February and all those interviews they were doing, there's still some stuff that they were referencing that they weren't happy with that still haven't been touched on yet. So, I'm sure there's just so much stuff for them to do, but also to add. They've said some things like these things are or aren't going to be coming out for this coming patch. Maybe they've changed their mind. So I don't know. As just somebody who's only playing Path of Exile 2, I have ants in my pants. I'm getting pretty like the half nervous, half excited that this patch is going to be for me. It's not going to be for me. I'm really hoping it touches on some stuff that are going to make it even more exciting to play, because that is still the game that I'm playing. I still turn it on sometimes. So just looking forward to it. Just need that news. Yep,
I agree. I was just reading through the Rogue Exile names, trying to decide who I would pick based on name. Sorry, I was still on Exiles.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Thank you for listening, Justin.
I was listening to you. I got ants in my pants. I'm excited too.
Ants in your pants. Good. That's a special feeling, Lloyd.
Do you know who you would pick to win based on name? I feel like it's kind of fun.
Well, now I gotta. Okay, fine.
Vaza of the Death Akara. Come on.
It's like hanging out with my kid.
Doran the Deft. That guy's going places for sure.
No, he's not.
Hesperia, the arcane tempest. Adrian, the malignant rose.
So you have to go with somebody. You can't go with someone like, my name's the artillerist.
Nah, he's boring.
No, it's like, my name's Tyler, the desk sitter. No, you need to go with someone that's a little bit more.
Too simple.
Like the curse weaver, it's fine. But you go with someone like the afflicted.
Which one's the afflicted?
Ulfred.
Oh, Ulfred.
No offense if your name is Ulfred.
It's
just not striking combo. It's like, my name is, instead of saying Thanos.
Alfred sounds like
I am Alfred.
He should be a Viking or something.
It's like at the end, it's like, you know, some who call me Tim
Bob
from Quest for the Holy Grail. So if I ignore all the first names, which are all just as amazing, is that Rack? Oh no, that's Rayoke.
Who's Rayoke?
The Bloodthirsty.
Oh yeah, the Bloodthirsty.
The Manhunter. You know, Manhunter's got to be female.
Because Bronach? I don't think so.
And Bronach, she's probably sexist. That's why she's a Manhunter. But probably deservedly so. I haven't met any guys that I'd want to date. Some really hot ones, including my dentist, but wouldn't date them.
You gotta pick
Tempest.
two. Pick two, and we'll just see what happens.
I like the Malignant Rose. I like the Flaming Hand. The Ruthless, fine. I'm not a big fan of support skills, though. Either one of them called Ruthless, so...
My two are Vaza of the Death Arcara, because that's awesome. Great. Best name. You don't even have a comma in your name. No comma.
Are you sure? Look after Vasa. There's something after Vasa.
There's no...
Do I have to...
I'm zoomed in. There's no comma.
Yes, there is.
Oh.
Yeah, there is.
Okay, never mind.
T-Bone wins. Oh, yeah. I'm at 300%.
Yeah, I had to zoom in real far, too.
Stormbinder, Curseweaver. How do you not go for Ulfred?
That's true.
Like,
now
the poor guy, he's just got a regular name and he's afflicted.
I think it's like Doran the Deft. The Deft just makes me laugh. That I don't remember that. I'm sure I fought that rogue, but.
Hey, isn't Nisa, like, I'm not a Magic the Gathering fan, but I do only have the board game. But isn't Nisa the flaming sorceress girl? Like, she has all the fire powers?
Nisa. I don't know how you say her name.
Well, I'm saying,
I have no idea. I don't know Magic.
You throw in, if that's true, then you just throw in an A and no one will know where it came from. Hang on. Magic. This is the best episode ever. Gathering. Nisa? Is that a thing?
Like NYSSA?
NYSSA. Magic the Gathering board game. Nisa.
The Nyasa is an Nisa. Australian singer.
She's a planewalker, but she's the green kind. So it's fine. It's fine. You switched a vowel. You added a vowel and you changed the color. Approved. That's fine. That's creative enough. Nyasa, the Flaming Hand.
Nyasa is an Australian singer. FYI, I googled it.
Oh, cool. Are they allowed to be friends? I mean, they're Commonwealth buddies.
I don't know what New Zealand and Australia's relationship is with each other. I feel like they're...
I feel like if we mixed that up, they would be offended. You know what I mean? Right. Like Little Island versus Big Island, and we mixed it up thinking it's all the same.
Oh, I don't think you can mix it up.
Oceanic. All Oceanics look the same, you know?
Oof. Can you say that? I don't know if you're allowed to say that.
I don't know.
Anyway, who's your two? Pick your two. I'm going with Vasa because I'm going to pretend there's no comma. Vasa of the Death Arcara and Adrian the Malignant Rose.
Well, I love curses.
Yeah, you gotta go afflicted, Ty.
But the Malignant Rose, you know. I'm putting these in here as our vote. Well, the two that I want to go for are fighting each other right off the bat. That's Ulfred, the Afflicted. Because he got afflicted with the name. And then there's the Curse Weaver. So now I can't pick the Curse Weaver because of Ulfred. Are you writing this down?
Yeah, I am.
How are you going to remember? You don't even save your notes.
Don't have to anymore.
Oh, wait. That's right.
Have you heard of
upgraded to Windows 11? Now I can... Oh, man. All right.
Who's your two?
Okay.
I'm going Ulfred. With Adrian the Malignant Rose and Vasa of the Death Arcara.
Oh, you bastard. You stole the rose. All right.
Yep.
Ulfred.
The afflicted. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm going for the sexist manhunter.
Sexist man. Bro. You know what?
You just keep one. All you need is one guy and you can keep the world going.
It's true.
Well, maybe backups in case there's blanks, but they can stay in the cages until you're sure it's blanks, and then you just swap them out. But you really only need one working one.
Working one. I get it.
Would that be worth being locked in a cage? Like being the only one left? So they all just needed you? Like it's purely business.
For a little bit. But eventually you're like, I'm just tired.
Would be pretty rad. The beginning would be pretty rad.
Choices. You know what's funny? I was just thinking while we made
Ulfred. Oh, no longer afflicted Ulfred.
We made our choices, and what's going to be funny is I noticed that they already have part 1, so they've already actually done the first round. I'm going to watch it later and see if we're already out. See if our choices are already out.
I thought something was wrong. Like they were really excited about this video, but I forgot I was still at 300%. Zoom in. All right.
What are you doing right now?
I was just getting out of the page, but I accidentally scrolled down, and all of a sudden this boss video was
boss versus
boss. Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. Anyway, back to your thing about Path of Exile 2 and updates. I'm excited for them. I'm curious to see what comes. I know no matter what comes, I'm going to play. So like, it'll be fun to see whatever they come out with. And it'll be interesting to see what direction they go with this whole, we're coming out on a specific date and content is not the, it's just whatever content is there at the time. That'll be interesting to see what they roll out with.
I'm really excited for this patch, even though so for everyone listening, and this is also for myself, future Tyler, I think I'm still on like episode 193. Sorry.
You got a bit to go.
I got a little bit to catch. Summer's the worst, but it's the best. Like I love that. It's just when I'm around people, I'm not the kind of person where I'm going places with my headphones on. I have to be alone. I find it, and it's no criticism to anyone else. It's just in my life with the chores I do, I don't like listening to things while my kids are around or my wife is around. Like I just like being available, I guess you could say. I don't want every time somebody comes to talk to me, I've got to like hold up my finger and then pause it because I want people to feel like they're interrupting me. You know what I mean? So in other words, the only time I listen to the podcast is when I drive somewhere, which is almost never, and or when I'm mowing the lawn, but I get the kids to do that when they're home. So I'm quite a ways behind. But future Tyler, when you listen to this, nope, that's gone now. I don't know what I was going to tell myself. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the updates coming out, the content.
Yeah. So we can't, and not like, you should never judge GGG, but like the whole like 4-month schedule thing isn't really valid to say it's working or not. Not like it matters anyways, because they're going to stick with it, right? So it doesn't matter in our opinion if we think that it's working or not. Man, I hear my Canadian accent. I don't say our, I say R for both words, both for ARE and for OUR. I say R, and I just discovered it, and it's driving me nuts.
Is that a Canadian thing though? I don't think our is a Canadian thing because I say our.
Well, see, I don't say our. I say R for my car and my R. My garage. Anyway.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I guess my Ontario-ness is coming out. Anyway, this when this new patch comes out, it's not really indicative to the efficiency of the 4-month schedule because they haven't started that 4-month thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, well, yeah, and it's not, they didn't get the full 4 months. See, there it is, full 4 months to actually do this new system, right? It's going to be the December patch where it shows just kind of the getting back into the routine of things. But also just need to get in the habit of being optimistic and not critical and just enjoying the process for what it is and playing something else if you don't like it and having a good time no matter what it is.
Agreed.
Don't play Madden, which I am, because it is infuriating.
Why are you playing Madden? Are you playing that with like friends? Are you in like a league?
With Ian and Ryan. But also it's a game that I can sim the entire game, but still be interactive with if I need to, like off-season stuff and in between games, depth charts, upgrades. So it's one of those games that's like, you remember when I got into Sims for a bit, trying to make that work? And I guess it did, but Sims is also EA, and it got EA-ish very quick for me. Anyway, Madden's the same. I can just have that on in the background while I'm writing my book or I'm doing chores and stuff. So,
what do you mean about adding sweet weapon swapping features? Well,
that was just in case we got into like some of the weapon. No, Google said sweat.
I'd love to know what a sweat weapon swapping feature is.
Nothing like a nice putting your hands on a nice sweaty weapon.
I really want to know that my character is struggling. A little bit sweaty.
That's right. Yeah. Hey, gloves though. Gloves, right? Gloves, no sweat. So anyway, no, that was just in case we started talking about like nitty gritty things, like things that we were hoping and looking forward to coming out. We don't have to talk about it now, but
I don't have a thing.
I really want, they mentioned quite a few months ago now, the idea that you can weapon lock a weapon set so that you're using the same weapon no matter which weapon set you swap to. And they still haven't added that, but that is stuck in my brain. And all my theory crafting for weapon swapping and tree swapping revolves around the fact that I can use that same weapon, therefore the same weapon skill, right? Because remember, you're not allowed, you're only allowed one support for your entire build, which on a side note, I think it should be one support per weapons, like per weapon set. I guess
I don't know how they would do that though.
Yeah, I don't either, but gladly, that's not something I need to figure out. But it's like, and I'm not talking like specifically to the weapon skills, but I'm saying out of all these skills you have, the ones that you've assigned to weapon set 1 or weapon set 2, only because like, let's say I want minion instability on my skeletons, right? Like my scepters, the 2 free ones that you get, right? So let's say on one weapon swap, I only want 2 skeletons to do some exploding, right? They're going to trigger cast on minion death and whatever spells that I have associated to that. Most of the time for me, that's curses, but whatever else that it could be. But let's say when I weapon swap, I actually want those skeletons to be a big part of my damage and I want all my spirit to be that, right? So now I have like 13 skeletons out instead of just 2. Well, I can't do that right now, because I can only have minion instability on one skill. And if I weapon swap, I have to use a different scepter, which is technically a different set of skeletons. So I can only have minion instability on one weapon set. You know what I mean? I can't use it as a utility for the other one.
And so there's just, if they let you lock the weapon, like what they talked about.
It would. So that's one thing that I'm really hoping for, because that, even if they don't do any of the balance changes that I really wish that they would have kept up on as they've come out slowly with their different skills, I really, really want that one, just because then it still lets me do that theory crafting in my head of, oh, I would love to use this, but I could use it as a utility for the, like, there's just all my ideas revolve around the concept that is actually already in the game. You know what I mean? So
what's your weapon swap when you're playing minions? Like mine was only ever maybe to get some spirit to move, like to blink, or I did it on one of my characters to heal. Like, what is your weapon swap? What are you weapon swapping for?
Well, and like in this specific case, it would be, so I'm trying to get zombies to work, right? So I'm doing, let's see, what was the setup? I don't remember it well.
That's fine.
So one was purely minion instability, which was all the skeletons that I get from the scepter are the primary damage, and that's what all my spirit is, right? But then because all of them are dying, if I do cast on minion death, all my mana is gone and I can't do anything, right? And then they're not really ready for the next cast because I'm just consuming it all. And then there's also like, I have 13 minions around. And then the curses, I mean, sure, if you have a big enough AoE, it doesn't matter, but the curses are kind of spread out, which isn't helpful. Like when you have 3 curses, you want all 3 curses to be on the same enemy. You're not looking for some temporal chains on the left side and enfeeble on the right side. Like that's not, that still provides an inconsistent gameplay experience if you're actually looking for value on the curses, right? If all you care about is like that impending doom damage, then it doesn't matter. But so you don't want all that spread around. So I would have minion instability. Sorry, I'd have my skeletons consuming all of my spirit, and I would have my cast on minion death triggers deactivated for that one weapon swap. And that would be better for bosses because, you know, there's no corpse guarantees for bosses yet, right? Whereas I could weapon swap and then have only 2 skeletons that are casting my curses, right? And then they're guaranteed to be in the same spot because the minions are close together and the curses are always going to be overlapping in terms of the area of effect.
But in those cases, you want minion instability on both.
Correct. Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And then, but I don't know what it is, but all my ideas revolve around, and it's probably just my experience with Path of Exile 1 and not being used to this concept that I can't have minion instability twice.
That's you could do it if you were not using the skeletons from the scepter, though. Like if you were using reavers or one of the other skeletons, then it would work. But because you're using the skeletons from the scepter, that's the reason it wouldn't work. Because you could have it if you were using an actual minion skill, because then you could have the minion instability on that one. But yes, I get what you're saying with regards to the skeletons that are coming from the scepter.
Yeah. But then, I mean, there's also all the other skills that can be used there as well, like Calling Strike. And there was another weapon skill that also I really wanted to use as well. I can't remember.
I haven't really minded that you can only use 1 support per build. Like for me, it's made it kind of interesting trying to figure out how to put stuff together. I do feel like it would, I don't know that I would want it to be where you could just use any support as many times as you want. I don't know. I don't know why I've enjoyed that part of PoE 2 of like planning things out based on what skill you want to give the support to.
Yeah.
I don't actually know if I feel like I would just use the same support over and over. I don't know that I actually would, but it's been interesting when you can't to try and figure it out.
Maybe they should go through a stint, like a league where it's like, hey, we're temporarily trying out. You can use whatever supports you want anytime you want and see what it's like. And then just set the expectations that it could change back. I agree with you. I actually don't have a problem with it without weapon swapping. Like when I'm just thinking about one build where I'm not weapon swapping, I'm not using the really cool tree feature of like, oh, I have 24 nodes that I can swap between ideas and on the fly. I have no problem with it, but it is very restrictive when you do want to do the weapon swapping. Like, think about the skill, like
to the skill that comes from the weapon. I think that's the part where I've not experienced that, is because I'm not typically using the skill that the weapon provides very often, at least. And so I do understand what you're saying there. Like that's maybe somewhere where I could see there being a leniency on using multiple supports, is when you're talking specifically for the weapon skill, that can have the same supports. That part I could get along with. Like that actually, I can understand that side of it.
I think it's also similar outside, and I get where you're coming from, and I agree. I think it can be added to just whatever your primary skill that you're using is. So, for example, on one of them, my primary skill would be Culling Strike, right? And yes, that does come from the weapon, but even if it wasn't, right, it was the, what is it, Siphoning Wand or Siphon, whatever it is. It's from one of the wands. Yeah, Power Siphon, yes. So I'm holding that down. Well, I want mobility on that, right? Because I want to move a little bit faster. That's survivability. I want the mobility skill. I think it's called mobility, the one that makes you move faster while you're casting. But then when I weapon swap, I'm going to incinerate because that has the benefit of reducing of the fire exposure, right? Reducing enemy fire resistance, and then all my minions are going to be exploding with fire damage. So instead of Power Siphon, my primary constantly casting skill is now Incinerate. I would also like mobility on that.
But at that time, are you also using the wand that gives you Power Siphon?
No.
See, that's where I can say if I feel like if it's not active, if it's not something you can even use, if I've got it on my wand and I'm using Power Siphon and I've got mobility on there, while I have that, I cannot have a support. Although I have no idea how they would do that. That's why my feeling was like, to the actual skill that's provided by the weapon, there I could see that you could have the same one multiple times. But I don't know that I like that you could put them there and on skills as well. I don't know.
Let's say instead of Power Siphon, I was using Frostbolt. Like on one side, I was doing a cold casting character, and then I'm like, no, I'm in the mood for fire based if I'm fighting a cold boss, right? So I swap between fire and cold. Well, mobility, if I have mobility on Frostbolt, I can't use it on Incinerate, and if I have it on Incinerate, I can't use it on Frostbolt. But if I don't want that inconsistency in character movement, because to me, that inconsistency will kill me when I move to the slower skill. So I'm just not going to use it. You know what I mean? Like, I will actually exclude supports that I would like to use because of inconsistency. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do. I know what you mean, but I actually don't mind that. For me, it's shifted the way I have to play. And it means that when I'm doing certain things, like in your case, you are losing maybe the potential of moving, but are you gaining something out of it? And then it's a decision of whether or not that's worthwhile to use. Like, yeah. I don't like the idea. Like, you talk about mobility is a great one. It would be on almost every single casting skill. You would use it all of the time because it would move you faster while you're casting. Like, I like that there's that it's not always the same one, because you also lose the value of all the other supports if you don't have that limitation. So yeah, I like the idea that if I put mobility on my wand skill, that if I can't have it on any of my other skills, but if I swap to my other weapon, I can also have it on that weapon specific skill. Then I can see that seems fair. But I actually don't mind that they're limited. For me, it's always been fun to try and figure out what else can you put in there that's going to make it work, and look at the other options. And granted, that will be fun as they come out with even more, because then there's even more choices, right? Like, we're playing with a relatively low bar of how many supports there are going to be in comparison to how many there are going to be. So,
well, I don't know. Like, look at the menu.
Well, there's a lot, but there's going to be way more.
It's an interesting menu setup if there's going to be way, way more.
Well, you can see all the green, all the red, all the blue.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, that's what PoE 1 is.
So, well, yeah, trying to make it a little bit better, but I guess it still is better. And the search function is definitely a lot better too. It's the filter system's a lot better too. So maybe that doesn't matter. Not the filter. I mean, if you have a good filter system, then yeah. Okay. So here's the other thing though, when it comes to weapon swapping and supports and all this kind of stuff on the one. And again, like, I'm not like agreeing or disagreeing. It's just a lot, right? And they have lots of decisions to make. And at the end of the day, they'll make whatever it is. But it's, you know, it's been tough for me to wrap my head around it. And that's still, so I'm still waiting. Like, that's that one thing I really desperately hope that they add, is that ability to just lock my weapon so that I can use it for both trees that I have available.
That had already come out. I do remember them talking about it.
They said they were going to, but then it wasn't applied, but then they never said that it wasn't applied. So,
okay.
And so anyway, I had like 3 hours one session, like a couple months ago. Yeah, it took me a long time, and I was writing like a bug report and all this, and then I'm like, oh, they didn't add it.
Okay.
And that came from the Try interview, I think, where he mentioned that they didn't add it yet. But okay, so now think of this, right? Spears were recently added to the game, and spears have 2 innate skills they come with. They come with the melee poke, and they come with the spear throw, but you can only use one support. So let's say, now I don't remember what the Path of Exile 2 titles are, but let's use the Path of Exile 1 titles for the Path of Exile 2 gems, like Chance to Poison. In my head, if I have Chance to Poison on my spear, both of those skills should be Chance to Poison, both the melee and the ranged. But in the skill screen, they're 2 skills. So only my ranged throw has a Chance to Poison, or my melee poke. And they're different. But if I want my whole build to revolve around that theme, I can only then use the ranged or the melee.
So I do agree with what you're saying, and the concept of, like, if I put Chance to Poison in my spear, it should do it to both. I think the one thing though is, as you progress your build, it's very rare you're using those. Like my Amazon, I used the spear throw for a bit because it was very strong, and you can still make it very strong, but the poke was not. Like, it's not, I don't know how super common it is that the weapon skill is what the build is eventually going to be. So I know what you're saying, but I also, like, sometimes the weapon skills are pointless and you're not going to use them.
For now, I think that's a balance thing. And that's something that I don't know if...
I don't know if it is. It's one thing I hated about the warrior, was that the warrior's axe attack was monstrously stronger single target than any skill, at least at point 1, when point 1 came out. That was the way to make your build strong. I for some reason that bothered me. I was like, okay, it should be strong, but like, don't make that better than any skill that I can get. for some reason, I don't know why that bothered me. Maybe it shouldn't. Maybe that should be fine. But first, in my brain, it bothered me. I was like, okay, I'm going to use it because it's so stupidly strong. It was the same with the spear throw from the Amazon. The spear throw was crazy strong for single target. But I still, I don't know, man. I know what you're talking about. Like if I put chance to poison on a skill that's connected to my weapon, it should just be on both.
It is an interesting one for that specific, and who knows, because they don't have all the weapon types out yet either. Mm-hmm. So what if when they come out with daggers, it comes out with a dagger throw and the dagger swipe or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Like there is a point where, because they do still, despite the fact that it's a fantasy game, they still have the attempt of realism.
Yep.
Right? Like, you know what I mean? So there is a part of me where maybe they should share, like if, I don't know, like on the skill screen, if you have your spear throw and your spear jab, it shows the different tags for both skills, but then it's like it has one of them's grayed out and it's just a mirrored copy. So it's like all the supports you put in are mirrored, but then at the same time, some of them are for projectiles and then like, some are for melee. Right. So like, let's say you put one in that isn't specific to melee or projectile. It's copied to both, but
what if
one's
you didn't
grayed
want
out?
it copied though? What if you wanted to do something different?
I don't know. Like,
yeah, I know.
I hear you. But it was bothersome to me when I was trying out the Huntress. I'm like, oh, sweet. Yeah, let's, melee this, or let's chance to poison this. And I realized that it limited me to one skill. And so there is that consequence that I do think needs to be considered. I don't think it should be ignored. I think it does need to be something that's, I'm sure they've talked about 100 times.
Well, I think it's maybe probably not ignored. It's just they've had the opinion that it's one support and it's just regardless of whatever, however those skills show up. I do understand what you're saying, though. It is because you're not applying chance to poison to your weapon. Well, you are to the skill within the weapon. It's not like you're coating it in a vial of venom to chance to poison. But yeah, I just don't. I don't know that I want my build to center around a weapon skill. I don't mind that they're strong, but I don't know.
It depends what the balance is going to be. Like right now, skills cost a lot of mana, and not attacks, but spells, especially things like the support stuff like curses and those other things. It costs a lot of mana. But maybe that's the design because you're supposed to use your weapon skill too, because it costs no mana to use your weapon skill. So maybe that's the design. Things cost a stupid amount of mana because you're supposed to balance it with your free costing skills. And if you want to use something permanent by ignoring your weapon skills, like in my examples, incinerate, okay, fine, revolve around that, but that just means now you're going to have way more mana regen if you want some of those really heavy costing supports as well. So maybe that's the design, but if that's the case, then of course, now it's like, oh shoot, this is very relevant and I can only poison with my ranged attack, not with my melee attack. But if that's not the case, if they want it to be just another decent option, then maybe it's just not the balance that they're currently looking for, but that's the way that it currently is. I don't know. We'll have to see what they also come up with.
Chance to poison is only one part of getting chance to poison. So there are other ways of getting chance to poison on some of your skills. But early on and stuff, I know what you mean.
Well, sure. But even like you look at every single other skill and it's the same, or support, and it's the same thing, whether you're looking at stunning or increasing your AoE or, something like just those mastery ones where it's like +1 to chaos skills.
That would suck if you could just put that on everything, though.
Definitely. I'm not saying that. It's just like now the conversation just specifically.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Weapon,
it's
weapon
a really
having
tough
two
one.
skills.
Because I do like that you're limited because you think about like chance to poison, for example, you would put on, it would be on every single skill if you happen to be playing a poison build. You would need to probably run it on multiple skills depending on how many skills you're going to use. I like the put me in a hard spot to figure something out. I kind of like that. Like I like the struggle of the choice, like that as I progress 100%. With my things, it's not an easy choice. At least for me, it's not. I have to sit there and think for a minute.
Totally agree. And that's what I love about the other role-playing games that I used to love. And I guess this kind of goes against GGG's respecking policy now, but back when respecking was really difficult in Path of Exile, or in Dark Souls 1 where you couldn't respect, or in Fallout 3 where you couldn't respect. You have one attribute point you're looking to spend, and you're like, I'm sitting there by Andre the Blacksmith in Dark Souls 1, and he's going ding,
ding,
ding.
Yeah.
ding. And I'm like on the
calculator,
wiki.
notepad
I got
out.
my spreadsheet out. My poor wife's falling asleep on the couch beside me back in the day, back in the romantic days when we used to watch each other play video games. Now I don't even watch her streams, but, and I'm on the other side of the house, but you know, back in the day, and she would fall asleep to Andra going ding, ding, and then she'd wake up because of all the dinging, and then she'd still hear the dinging.
She's
and
like,
I'm still,
make a choice, Tyler.
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, but dear, does adding 7 luck to my character,
I want the bloodstone. I don't
is
really
that
know
helpful? I know. So like that's what really makes it fun is that impossible or very difficult choice. Unfortunately, though, then we're getting back into your campaign length thing. So that's why respecking is really nice in this, because you don't want to go through and have like no respecking options, but have an 80-hour campaign just to get to end game, and you're like, oh, I don't really like that. This didn't
work. Oh.
So that's one thing I am very much enjoying about the freedom of this game, with how sockets work and colors work, and how respecking the attribute point costs half, and you can do it on the fly without respecking your whole tree, kind of like how you could do clusters in the old game. And like, I'm really liking the direction that they're going, and so I am extra antsy about this August release, whatever it is.
Yeah, me too. I saw somebody comment that Justin just wants them to add 7 league steps to the game for when you complete the campaign, and I was like, yep. Just kidding. I do. Let me move faster. All right, sweet. Let's wrap this up. Forever Exiled 304. Justin AK tags.
Tyler, Wrecker of Days.
Patrons will catch you in After Dark. Everybody else, we'll see you next week in 305. We got a website, foreverexiled.com. We have a very fun Discord. Pop in there and say hello. And Patreon and other ways to support the podcast, you'll find them down below. Have a great week.
Man, I really, really wanted to like have the most ultimate burp there. Just like the biggest, deepest. No, I couldn't. It was going to come out like
on the cat.
Yeah, it was going to come out. Oh, that's too bad. But anyway, yeah, great week or whatever.